Look at this water bottle. Some people might look at this and be like, it's just a water bottle. What's there to say about this? But Karl Marx might analyze the same object with a lot more detail. We can look at this bottle and think of the things that led up to it being here. How did the plastic for this bottle exist? Was it recycled out of other What plastic? Machines were used to make such a product? Is it in a factory? Who runs the factory? Who are the people on the floor of the factory making sure that the machines Where is the water coming from? Is this water the finest means to the company who claims ownership of water? What is water? How did I get this water bottle? How did they transport in the dairy across the road? There? Will I continue to reuse the bottle? How did I pay for this water as well? This is tap water. Where did that money come from? Does money grow on trees? Will I throw it in the bin just so it can end up stuck in a landfill for 400 years? Or will I litter this in the ocean and the water will go back home and see its family once again? In the same way that we can talk to death about my water bottle, we can discuss every product that is released and made for the public. Essentially, nothing can be examined in isolation. Cultural contexts surrounding our society are what give these products their value. To look at them in isolation is to ignore the systemic processes that build the fabric of our society. As Halsett mentions, Marx wrote, "The mode of production is the economic structure of society." This is also true for art. As Halsett said while discussing this Marxist perspective, literature and other artistic forms are inevitably social. Art cannot exist outside society. Just as products cannot be seen in isolation, neither can art. Many contexts, both historical and societal, impact art, and that is simply unavoidable. A piece of art that was impacted by society is the 1991 film Paris is Burning, directed by Jenny Livingston. This film showcased the queer community of the 1980s through the drag houses and ball scenes, an intimate look at a subculture that seemed to exist almost independently from the real world. This film remains as a memorial for a lot of the people who were featured in it, because many of them were destroyed by the AIDS epidemic, and also by the violence that existed in New York City against queer people at that time. This film created a discussion about how transgender people exist, especially in regard to having Ronald Reagan as president at the time enforcing the war on drugs. Although there were a lot of sad moments, there were also a lot of empowering and uplifting moments for the trans community in this film. The way this film was received has impacted how society views these communities today. Without this film, the documentary we're making right now might not be able to exist due to the way it forwarded conversations around the trans communities in the 1990s. Our documentary has been affected by Paris is Burning, and we will continue to use it as an impactful inspiration for our style and for the history that we touch on. It is so important that new pieces of queer content acknowledge what past films and discussions have done to change the political climate of queerness in society. Media is our device for agency, and with it we can attempt to advance how society sees queerness. We want to show a happy side of queerness in the same way that Paris is Burning. We intend to showcase the bad sides of the experience because it would be untruthful to do otherwise, but we don't wish to focus on the negative sides of this. So much of media content in today's society for or about queer people is just depressing. We want our documentary to reflect a newer age of society where representation isn't wholly negative. Our kaupapa is to create content for the community that I would have wanted to see when I was questioning my gender. I want to make a film that showcases the genuine, authentic experiences of queer people. We want to give these people an opportunity to speak their truth, and we do so without rejecting the important products and superstructures that were in place to make this available to be created. Using Halsett's argument of there being economic, political, and ideological contexts surrounding every piece of art helps us understand the art better. By considering the context surrounding our documentary, we are understanding that we too will create something that will reflect today's perception of our subject. I hope that what we make will advance the discussions of queerness and trans rights in the same way that Paris is Burning was able to do.